Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, and it is warm-up 23 today. And I'm feeling pretty uninspired today, so we're going to get up and just start to move. So let's stand up. There we go. Okay. Let's adjust again. So standing comfortably, just start by letting the hips move side to side, gentle bend in the knees. Just starting to warm up those hip sockets. Let your torso start to move with it too. Get pretty funky. But you begin to move the body from its inert state, perhaps, in a way that feels pleasurable. I'm letting my arms swing, but you can certainly let your body move in a different way. And it may feel like quite a bit to come from bed to moving pleasurably. So I invite you to start small, without expectation, and then let your movement start to grow. You might start to feel a bit silly, and that's a pretty good thing. So we're moving the body pleasurably, however you want to move your body. It's not a dance move, but it may look, perhaps, at times like something you know from dance. Some avant-garde dance class. But we're moving the body for pleasure. Morning, Tess. Moving the body pleasurably, luxuriously. You may even want to move around your room as though you're having a one-person dance party. Dancing for yourself in the mirror when no one's home. If you've ever done that before. And there may be moments where you come to stillness and you register what that feels like. Only to be taken again by pleasurable movement in the body. And it's an unformed movement. It's an unknown text, perhaps. And then you eventually come to stillness. And you stand there, and you take stock of your body. And you begin to listen to your body. And scan through and see what part of your body is yearning to express. And when that impulse comes to you, you let that body move. It has its expression, and then it's over. So it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then you get an impulse in another part of your body, and it moves. It expresses, and then it's over. And you might be standing there going, what are you talking about? My body doesn't have impulses. So I invite you to explore the possibility that as soon as you think of a part of your body, it's that part of your body that wants to move. And it's going to move. It's not going to stay inert. It might be your knees. It might be your right elbow. It might be your fingertips. And these movements can move in all sorts of ways. It can get shaken out of you. It can pulse. It can even move you through the space. It can be a huge movement through an arm, or the tiniest movement in a fingertip. But after each movement, after each outgoing expression, you come back to stillness. You come back to relaxation. And you wait for another impulse to come through you. And you don't have to think about it. As soon as your mind goes to a part of your body, it moves. It moves, and then that's over. And you may take a moment in that moment of nothing afterwards to register the residue of that movement in your body. And now continuing to let your body move bit by bit, part by part, impulse by impulse. And allowing your breath to mingle with this. So the outgoing breath is going to move out of you as your body moves. Always returning to stillness, always returning to relaxation. Could be the tiniest breath in your fingertips moving, or your wrist. You're exploring impulses, big, little, and small. You can't get this wrong. The only way I suppose you could get it wrong is if you ignore your impulses. If your knee wants to move and you say, no, that's a little much for the morning. So yield to those impulses. Your knee wants to move, you let it move. And you can play with the possibility that your breath is helping you in this expression. Always going back to stillness, back with resting time in between each impulse. And now playing with the possibility that the vibrations of your voice could also mingle with this movement. And that as a body part expresses out, sound also gets released. So that vibrations begin to move with the body. Move the body. anticipating. It takes you by surprise. It could be a left knee. And suddenly it's the right shoulder. And sound just comes out of you. It just releases out of your body, surprisingly, without any planning. These impulses can move through you quickly or slowly. They can turn you around. They can push you. They can pull you. Good morning, Andrea. We're letting our bodies move for pleasure, finding which body part wants to move, and letting sound get expressed out through that body part. And begin to notice if your upper body is more active than your lower body, or the left side of your body is more impulsive than your right side. And invite parts of your body now that have not gotten into this dance to have a chance to express. Maybe your toes have yet to say something this morning. Maybe it's your right armpit. I don't know. But now really look for in your body places that have not yet expressed something this morning, that maybe are still in bed or still in their mid-morning nap. And I encourage you to let the throat be open, to let it be open sound versus closed sound. To let your voice go wherever your voice wants to go. But in the next few impulses, giving over, yielding to any other part of your body that is yet to express. And through the next few impulses that you are feeding yourself, that you're responding to in your own body, you'll eventually come to stillness again. But don't abandon yourself. Don't abort the mission prematurely. But eventually come back to stillness and take stock of your body and how your body feels now versus when you started this warm-up. With all of those possibilities of expression through your body, did you know that your left knee had something to say? Did you know your toes were that talkative? Or that your shoulder blades had something on their mind? And just take a moment to feel that. Register the residue, feel the memory of those expressions in you. So maybe you are at home and not able to communicate with people in the way that you're familiar with. And maybe it's feeling like your expression is getting somewhat condensed or limited or cut off. But perhaps you've proven to yourself that in fact your body does have quite a bit to express if you allow it to. If you allow yourself to begin with that state of pleasurable movement, dancing and moving as if nobody cares, as if nobody can see you, as if nobody's there, that your body may in fact find more expression. And through that expressive body, feed in a sigh of relief on vibration. And as you feed in that sigh of relief, which is really like a fountain of relief on vibration, can you feel the vibration moving out through your entire body, through all of those places in your body that we're just expressing a moment ago? And now maybe your belly needs a bit more coaxing to release those vibrations, so you're going to lean forward slightly without curving your spine. Slight bend in the knees, feet hip socket or slightly wider than hip socket. Feet in a sigh and let your hands loosen the vibrations from your middle. And maybe the ribs need a bit more loosening so that your ribs can also express. Thumping the sound out through your ribs. And if you can reach, you can bring one hand to the back ribs, keep one hand on the front ribs, and thump the sound out, the front and the back of you. And maybe that's a new feeling. Maybe that feeling gives you more sense of three-dimensionality or 3D resonance through your torso. We'll try that again. Can you feel your back body now expressing? Maybe it wasn't expressing earlier, but now maybe it has the possibility of resonating all the way around from the front and the back. Now from the belly, draw the vibrations up, thump it out through the ribs. Hands to the belly, breath drops in. Hands go to the belly, jiggle to loosen, draw the vibrations up. Quick thump if you like, or you can go right to the hum on your lips as your hands come to your face. Hands to the belly. When your hands come to the face on the hum, feel all of the vibrations on that hum resonating through the spaces and hollows of your skull. this time your hands will start at the belly, draw the vibrations up, gather on the hum, feel all of those vibrations resonating through those spaces as if those spaces also want to express. And then you'll let them express. You'll open your lips and free the vibrations into your cupped hands. This time you'll jiggle to loosen, draw the vibrations up, gather on a hum, feel the vibrations through your face, release those vibrations into your cupped hands, and then release the vibrations out. Let them have their outward expression. And the hands come right back to the belly, feet in the sigh. And now feet in a sigh, speak it from the belly to the lips and then out. Ha-ha-ma. Ha-ha-ma. And then letting your leg now express that thought. Ha-ma. Shaking it out down through one of your legs. And then letting your other leg be the expressive conduit for these vibrations. Ma. And then letting your arm be like a floppy, loose, open pipeline for your vibrations. Ma. And then down through your other arm. Ma. And then thinking of your shoulder blades, letting your shoulder blades express. Maybe, let's say if your vibrations were like spray paint, your shoulder blades were the spray cans, and you're going to paint the wall behind you with your sound vibration. So maybe you're making some graffiti, you're writing your name on the wall, you're creating art with your shoulders and your vibrations, shoulder blades. And then as if your chest, so you have a spray can here and a spray can right here, and you're going to let those spray cans paint the front of your room. And then your tailbone has a sprayer on it, and you're going to paint, maybe you're painting circles around you, maybe you're painting the wall behind you. And circle or shake it the other way. And then your two knees, one on one knee, one on the other, you're going to paint out of your knees. little spritz and sprays. Hum, ah. So the thought is that vibration is flying out, spraying out through your kneecaps. Hum, ah. And your right foot now is like a big spray paint, or it's a paintbrush. And your left foot is going to paint the wall to your left. Hi, Emily. I'm glad you're joining. Emily, we're painting through our bodies, our joints, our limbs are painting with vibration. And let's come to the right elbow. The right elbow is going to paint the walls in your room with color vibration. And your left elbow is going to be a little more spritzy. It's going to be so it's a lip flutter now. And let's try that again on the right elbow. So maybe it starts to feel more like speckle paint or sponge painting. And your wrists now are going to sponge paint. And then maybe that sponge paint opens up to a big swath of color. And the tops of the shoulders themselves are gonna spray or sponge paint the ceiling. And then your head and your neck is going to paint big circles. And then painting big circles the other way. And then your whole body at the same time, your elbows, your knees, your wrists, your ankles, your shoulders are all going to paint as if you could Jackson Pollock your room with vibrations. And now come back to stillness and see your room now, or your office if you're in your office, or whatever space you're in. And see the color that you've painted on the walls. And sigh. Feel those vibrations in your body. Feel the openness of your body, the expressiveness of you. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. And now bring your fingers into your jaw and a quick hello to your jaw. Massaging those jaw muscles. Feeling the stretch. And then let that go. Feeding that colorful sigh through your body, out through your mouth, and then shake your jaw loose. And again, maybe it's like a sort of sponge painting, or it's sort of it's painting a band across the middle of your wall, and you shake your jaw loose. And when you look above you now, you see there are buckets of paint on a shelf high above, and you realize, oh, I must have left these here from the last time I painted. So you're gonna, they're hard to reach, but you're gonna dip your paintbrush in, and as you do that, with your arm is gonna reach up and over and stretch and relax your tongue, as if your tongue is a paintbrush, and your tongue is dipping in to that vibrational paint above you. And so much color that it's depleting my computer's battery, so I need to plug in. One moment. There we go. All right, we're back in action. Now, on the left side of your body, you see a paint bucket full of paint. You reach up. You've got your two paint brushes now, and you're going to let that paint now paint a wall in front of you. And you're really looking for a stretch through your body, so you're going to paint the wall. And then you paint the walls to your sides. You paint the walls behind you. You paint the floor underneath you. And then you're cleaning your paintbrushes off. And again, dabbling that paint off, you're washing it off. Cleaning off the paintbrush for a new color to come. Take a moment to see the color in your room. And as you see all of the colorful art that you've created, breathe in and out on a whispered ka. As if you're breathing in, oh wow, how amazing. And let that go. Swallow if it's gotten dry. And now with that sense of space in the back of your mouth, your tongue is loose, your jaw is loose, stand comfortably. And picture in your pelvis, there's a magical, colorful, changing pot of paint. It can change color at will. And that paint pelvis, you begin to stir around, stirring that paint pelvis up. And in your imagination, in your mind's eye, you're picturing a deep, dark purple, a royal purple maybe, but something really rich and vibrant in your pelvis. And as you connect to that rich purple in your pelvis, you lengthen your neck up and back. And you can lay a hand on your chest, slip a hand up between your shoulder blades, and paint from your pelvis. Paint the spaces between your hands. Paint your inner rib cage with and then stir that paint pelvis the other way. And then let your pelvis come to stillness, but stay connected to that paint source, that vibrational source. Ha. As if you could flop some paint out through your ribs. And then let your eyes open and paint your ceiling with that rich, dark, purple chest resonance. And then bounce the sound up and out of you. A little splatter paint. Then come up on your neck. Let your arms drop, close your eyes, and picture that paint pelvis again. And begin to stir that paint pelvis. You're mixing up a new color. And that color is a bright blue. A vibrant, bright blue. And you can see that getting mixed up in your pelvis, getting stirred up. And as you connect to that color in your pelvis, your hands come to the sides of your mouth. And you're going to paint the spaces in your mouth with that bright blue paint. It's blue mouth resonance. And then let that stirring in your pelvis come to stillness, but stay connected to that paint vibrational source. And then clasp your hands in front of your mouth to extend your hard palate and paint your palms with that bright blue mouth resonance. And then let that blue mouth resonance come from your palms and paint the front, whatever you can see in front of you. One more time. Blue, blue, blue mouth. And then let that go. Come back to your pelvis and begin to stir it again a little faster, because you're stirring up a much brighter color, a very vibrant yellow, like a daffodil yellow. The daffodils are coming up right now. It's their time. So it's that bright daffodil yellow you're stirring up in your pelvis. And when you connect to that color in your pelvis, that then comes and paints your teeth. He. And you can stir the other way to make sure you get all the sides of that paint pot. And then bring your pelvis to stillness, but stay connected to that vibrational source in that pelvic pot there. And let that little splash of yellow come from your teeth and paint the floor underneath you. Maybe it's 3 little splashes. Yeah, and you're painting your floor. Your super it needs to redo the floors, and they just won't do it. So you're going to redo your floors with bright yellow teeth resonance. And then come back up to your mouth, connect to that blue color, and paint your walls in front of you and to the sides. And someone's painting yellow in the other room, so you're going to have all that color in you, but come back now to the purple of your chest and paint your ceiling with that dark, rich purple. And now come up on your neck and blend those 3 colors into a rainbow or a painter's palette, a mix of vibration. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. And shake that rainbow of color into you. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. And let's actually take that colorful resonance and let's paint rainbows, because that's what it is, a rainbow of resonance. Resonance rainbow. Hey. Taking that color from the multicolored pot in one corner, reaching and stretching a beautiful, colorful rainbow of resonance across your room. Hey. Hey. Find a spot in the room that needs some color. Hey. Hey. And then bring your arms out and see all of the color that you've created today through your expressive body, and call hey out through your arms and through your fingertips. Hey, hey, hey. Drop your arms and shake that back into your body. Hey. And take a moment to be aware of that resonance, of that capability of your expressive body and the color of your voice. And say, I feel, and whatever it is that you feel right now, I feel tall. All right, that's it for today, my resonant artists, my resident artists. I'll be back tomorrow, and I was feeling completely uninspired at the beginning, and I just let myself move for pleasure, and something happened. So perhaps later on today or tomorrow or next week, when you're feeling inert, when you're feeling uninspired, like you just can't do it again, get up, close your eyes, or keep them open, and let your body move for pleasure. Give yourself a private dance party, and see where it takes you. I'll see you soon.